and welcome to the Start and Succeed podcast. My name is Kelly Brammer. I'm your host. I'm the founder of the Start and Succeed Business Consultancy, and on a weekly basis, I'm here to give you tips, advice, insights, and strategies about all things business, leadership, and personal growth. Now, this week, I'm going to be talking to you about creating the illusion of overnight success. But before I get started on that, I'd like to wish you a very happy new year. Now, 2020 was a bit of a shit show, I'm sure you will all agree, and I apologise for the language, but it was a complete hectic mess. COVID-19 completely shifted the way that we live and work. It gave us challenges that we could have never ever foreseen for ourselves and for our businesses, and that's still continuing today. The pandemic is still around, it's going to be for the foreseeable future. However, it doesn't mean that you can't work on getting to where you want to be in life and in business. Now, I'm not going to hop too much on about COVID-19. It's everywhere. It's in the media, in the newspaper, on social media. It's everywhere. So I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I wanted to acknowledge it and to let you know that yes, it is still around. Yes, it's still causing issues for people, and I get it. But it doesn't mean that you can't uplift yourself and start working on where you want to be and putting steps in place to get there. Now that I've said that and wished you a happy new year, I'm going to be talking to you about creating the illusion of overnight success, as I've just mentioned. Now, not many businesses are actual overnight success stories, but social media kind of leads us to believe that actually that can happen for us. But running a business and achieving success, no matter what that looks like for you, it takes hard work, it takes determination, it takes willpower, and most importantly, it takes time to build up solid foundations. Now, these foundations, they're going to support you throughout your startup phase and help to propel you forward, growing and scaling your business at a rate that really aligns with you, with your dreams, and with your aspirations. But as I mentioned, some people have this perception that doing this is really easy. They're seeing business owners raving about successes on social media. They judge success by the number of followers on Instagram, as an example, and they're looking at manicured social media feeds that have been developed by marketing professionals and more. Now, this perception, it can cast so many doubts in our mind about how we're ever going to reach that level of success in a short period of time, or even at all. And that alone, it can result in so many negative things. It can result in procrastination, a fear of failure, and in some cases, making decisions to ditch ideas before they've even got off the ground. As I've said, I'm not saying that there are no overnight successes in the business world, because after all, you do hear of them. But I think unless you are in the business yourself or have researched into it and figured out how they've done that, what they're claiming to be success, how do you ever really know? Now, this year, Start and Succeed have been in business for 4 years, and we're really proud of that because it's been a challenging 4 years. Yes, there's been successes. Yes, there's been some great things happened, but business takes work, and as a small business, you've got to start from the ground up. And I'm sure, regardless of where you're at on your journey, be it at the beginning or on that journey, should I say, you're going to know that it takes time. So 4 years for us, we're really, really stoked about. And I know there's people out there that are listening to this podcast that might be thinking, 4 years? That's nothing, I've been around for a lot longer. But for us, that's a huge achievement. Now, as I've mentioned, I strongly believe that success in business takes work, and I can only give you my point of view on this. Building the solid foundations that I've mentioned, they enable you to really set yourself up for success from the very beginning, and that really helps to support you and your business to develop as you go on your journey. Now, you can start to build your audience, to learn, to adapt, and to pivot as you build on these foundations. But the foundations themselves are the most important element. Now, your foundations, they're going to make sure that whatever you do in business is done with purpose, is done with passion, and is done with intent. Most importantly, though, It's going to make sure that whatever you do is actually aligned to your overall vision of where you want to take your life and your business. They're going to help you to learn when things don't go to plan and to celebrate your success journey as you move forward. Now, those big influencers out there, those highly successful business owners, they will have no doubt gone through a lot of work, sweat, and in some cases tears to get to where they are right now. They no doubt, however, have teams of people that are supporting them and their business. That could be graphic designers, it could be web designers, marketing professionals, user experience professionals, etc., etc. But as an outsider, how would you know that? Because you only see the finished product. So thinking about your own business, or even if you don't have your own business just yet, thinking about somebody else's business who you know really well, how often do you or they share their internal workings of the business? The stresses, the challenges, the frustrations. Now, I assume that this is very rarely, if at all, because it's in our human nature to keep that type of insight to ourselves, instead only opting to share the positive news stories and success. If you think about reviews as an example, it can be seen but in reverse. So the majority of people, when you're thinking about going out for a meal, you will only really leave a review if you're asked to do so by a business owner or their staff, if you have had a positive experience. However, if you've had a bad experience, the first thing that you want to do is leave a negative review, be it on social media, be it on Google, be it on TripAdvisor, for examples. So, with all of this, when it comes to comparing our own business performance with others, which no surprise, we all do from time to time, there are a few things to remember, and I'm just going to run through a couple of those with you today to help you when you're thinking about other people's success and this illusion of what is perceived to be an overnight success, and how you can keep things in mind so you don't get overwhelmed, so you don't get into this struggle of comparing yourself and where you're at and how you're ever going to get there, because you are unique. Now that brings me to my first point. You are your own unique person. You are on your own unique journey. So your message and your approach to life and to business is unique to you. So even if you're selling the exact same product or service as somebody else, or you're targeting the same customer base as somebody else, your customers are waiting to hear from you. They're waiting to hear your specific message. And you can be saying exactly the same thing as somebody else, but in a different way, and that can attract different customers. I can give you a quick example of this, and I'm going to use Edam cheese because I like cheese. So, Company A, they are explaining what Edam cheese is to their customers. So they are saying it in a way which is very factual, but that gets the message across. So Company A, they are going to be sharing Edam cheese and what Edam cheese is in a very factual way. Example, a cheese originally introduced in the Netherlands and now sold around the world. With a semi-firm texture which is smooth and provides a light nutty flavour, this cheese is the perfect accompaniment to cherries, peaches and apricots. You then have Company B, who are thinking more about the senses, your sense of smell, your sense of taste. So the example is a smooth taste of luxury that cannot be missed on a platter of rich fruits. Think apricots, peaches, cherries, paired with a selection of cheeses, including our melt-in-the-mouth Edam. Your taste buds will be going into overdrive. As I've explained, one is very factual, the other has a more personal approach based upon the senses. Personally, I'd go for Company B because I would like to think about how I'm feeling and how I'm enjoying the product rather than the facts. And that's exactly what happens every single day. So you can take things like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. They both target people in a different way, but very similar products. And the same with trainers, with shoes, with laptops, with every single product that's out there that has a competitor. There will be different ways of marketing it, different messages, and it will all depend on how you market your product or your service as to which customers will use you. So the second point is you will encounter things that you didn't expect to, and it's just what happens. It's life. And life isn't plain sailing, and your business journey isn't going to be either. And I'm sure if you're already on that business journey, you will have already known that by now. Sometimes your journey is going to take twists and turns that you really did not expect. And you may find that you come up against roadblocks that prevent you from moving forward as quickly as you'd expected to, or even at all. But this doesn't mean that you're not moving forward. So keep tweaking things, keep changing things, keep looking at how you can approach things in a different way and how you can overcome any blockers. The next point is each day is a new opportunity, and this is where it comes back to that mindset. Even if you're having a really shitty day and you just can't get out of your mindset and you're feeling really down, don't worry about it because you've got another day tomorrow. Each day you have a brand new opportunity to make moves forward towards where you want to be. So try and stay positive, go back to basics if you need to, but whatever you do, keep moving forward step by step. It doesn't have to be big steps, they can be little steps, but as long as you're moving forward, as long as you're progressing, you're going to be developing yourself and your business. And the last point is to keep your chin up, and I know that that's really difficult at these challenging times, but try and not get too disheartened if you're not currently where you want to be. Things may not be where you want them to be, but remember that you wouldn't have got as far as you have if you hadn't have ever taken any steps to move forward. So those steps are really important. Be patient and plan out effectively where you want to be and how you're going to get there, and you will see progress happen. Looking at things from different perspectives is going to help guide you in a direction which is unique to you, to your dreams, to your desires, and for your particular business. As I say, this year, yes, things are still a bit up in the air, but it doesn't mean that you can't progress. It doesn't mean that you can't work on improving yourself, improving your life, and improving your business if that's the route that you want to go down. Now, I want to thank you for listening to me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day, and I can't wait to speak to you again next week, bringing you more insight, tips, advice, and strategies.